Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm so excited to share this little message that's been coming through. If you're a first timer here or you come to all my lives, let me know. First time, I come a lot. I go live a couple times a week, just kind of when my heart wants to. I'm Kristen. If we've never been acquainted, I'm a mindset and confidence coach. I help women heal their self-doubt, show up confidently, and find deep fulfillment while they start and grow their businesses. First time, awesome. And let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where you live. I love connecting with you guys in the flesh. My lives are very chill. We do some Q&A. We do a little learning. I share what's on my mind. But something that's been coming through really heavily for me, and I hope for you too, is like getting over this fear of being seen, wanting to be the full expression of who we are, and wanting to share this expression on social media, which is honestly hard, right? It's one of the hardest things that I've ever done, is like start to use my platform and my voice, and especially when we're not used to using our voice in our life, this can be really confronting when we try to show up on social media using our voice. So I just want to talk about the dynamics today. But yeah, if you're just joining, let me know where you're joining from. I was just kind of sharing where I'm at. First time, well, welcome, BME. I'm so happy you're here. Now, the thing about our business, and I just made it an Instagram story about this, is that it is really a reflection of our internal world, right? It's going to basically mirror back everything that we feel about ourselves. So even if like you're wanting to go viral or you're wanting to build a platform, and let's say that you're posting but it's not working, it's usually because like the energetics, like we're hiding somewhere else in our life, right? So everything, when we have like this heart-centered business, especially when the business is us, everything is a mirror to us. Everything is mirroring back how we feel about ourselves and our business. So it's very, very, very confronting. Now, the thing that I was thinking about this morning and why I wanted to come on here and talk about it is because I realized that the people who have the most trouble being seen when it comes to social media, when it comes to not even just social media too, like maybe even being fully seen in your friend group or with your family, a lot of times they have this tendency that they're a people pleaser as well. And I'm going to explain the energetics that are going on when you're a people pleaser and why you have trouble being seen. Because again, knowledge is power, and the more you understand the dynamics, the more you can start to heal and change it. So if you really think and break down the energetics of people pleasing, you're essentially making yourself as small as possible so that other people accept you, that other people like you, so that other people are not thinking bad thoughts about you, so other people are not judging you. It's like so other focused, right? It's like, I'm going to make myself and I'm going to blend myself and I'm going to mold myself into this person that I need to be so everybody else feels comfortable and I feel uncomfortable. That's really what's happening in people pleasing. Again, we're not consciously doing it. This is all a very subconscious process, but that's what's happening when you're people pleasing. Now, let's say this people pleaser now wants to go onto social media. And the whole point of social media is to be fully seen. It's to be essentially as big as possible. It's to show the true expression of who you are. The reason you are having trouble now is literally because it's the opposite of what you've been doing. You're trying to be as big as possible, but in your life, you're being as small as possible, right? And so this is why you have to close the gap within your real life in order to show up how you want to online. Because when you show up as the full expression of who you are online, you are not going to be liked by everyone. And you know that. And people are actually going to judge you. They're really going to judge you. And you also know that. And so people pleasing and being fully seen for who you are quite literally the opposites. It's like literally the opposite of sides of the spectrum, right? And so your work is to actually heal your people pleasing so you can show up more more in other areas of your life, whether it be online, in your business, on social media, wherever that is. And so this work is highly internal, because if you root down people pleasing to the root of it, it's you are people pleasing because you don't feel like you're going to be loved if you accept how do I say this? You don't feel like you're going to be loved if you upset somebody else. Now, the reason we have this unconscious belief, and again, guys, this is all unconscious. This is not like you're consciously thinking, like, if I upset somebody else, they're not going to love me. It's very unconscious. But the reason that this kind of comes about is because somewhere you were shown or you saw in childhood, oh, if I upset other people, if I don't make them happy, then they're not going to love me, right? And so you create this subconscious belief, okay, in order to be loved, I need to make others happy. I need to put their needs before my own. I need to make sure that they're happy. Isn't there a risk of being left alone by setting too many boundaries? I don't believe so, because boundaries are not there to keep people out. They're there to show people where the door is, right? Boundaries are an energetic, it's a way to say, this is the best way to love me so that I feel safe and you feel safe too. Boundaries have a bad rep because you think they're like firm and like, you need to do this, and if you're doing this, you cross my boundary. That's not really what a boundary is. A boundary kind of sounds, a very healthy boundary, in my opinion, sounds more like, this is what I need in order to feel safe. Can you meet me there? That's it. It's a question. And they can say yes or no, right? And so setting boundaries is an act of love for both people. It's truly an act of love, because if I have a friend and I'm not setting a boundary with her, well, I'm doing a disservice to myself because I'm abandoning myself and not asking for what I need. And I'm also doing a disservice to her, because how can she meet my needs if I don't ask her for what I need? You know what I mean? So people think boundaries are mean and they're ultimately going to block people out, but they're actually creating a safer container in which the relationship can thrive. They're actually creating a safer way for you to have more intimacy in whatever relationship you're in. I saw another question up here, so let me go up. How would you deal with haters, though? The thing is haters only bother you if you believe what they're saying is true about you. So when people say you're a fraud or blah, 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 I don't believe that about myself. So that actually doesn't bother me. When you are getting hate comments that bother you, that's just another reflection for where you have more work to do. So this is the example I give my clients. If someone said, you're a terrible poker player, would you care? No, you would not care, because you probably don't play poker. Your ego has no hold on being a good poker player. And you don't actually believe that's true about yourself or like have any stake in it. But if somebody came on and said, your business, or let's not use businesses because I don't know if everyone has a business here. Let's say you are really inauthentic. And you're trying so hard to be authentic, but you're not even sure if you're being your authentic self, that would really hurt you, because you believe on some level that might be true about you. So when people or haters say things online, or when they're saying things to you, and even your friends, like if they're judging something in you, odds are that, and it's bothering you, it's because you have some shadow around that thing. You have something to look at because you think something like that is true. How to feel that your content is worthy when you don't feel like you have value to offer and you doubt your ideas. Feeling like your content is worthy is an inside job. I also really believe this is like an integrity thing. Like, for example, I don't teach anything or talk about anything that I don't feel like I'm a master in, that I don't feel like I fully embody myself, right? A lot of times with maybe coaches or people that are trying to teach something online, the reason they feel imposter syndrome is because they're trying to like be something they're not, essentially. Like they're trying to say that I'm at a level that I'm not, and they're actually not even embodying that in their own life. You know what I mean? So for you, it's about really teaching from your heart. Really like teaching the things that you're fully embodying in your heart and soul. Because when I teach from my heart, of course I think it's worthy. Like if I'm talking about something that's very close to me, I'm like, yeah, this is freaking good because I went through it and I know that this is the right thing, right? It's like really getting, like finding the stuff that you can get behind. And the more you do something that, or the more you share something that your energy can fully get behind, now that's going to be like almost like the new standard of your content. Like I believe in everything I say because I believe my voice is worthy. This is also a lot of inner child stuff, guys. This is why I talk so much about inner child work, because if you don't believe your message is worthy, you might also have an inner child wound that your voice is not worthy of being heard, or you don't know what's best for yourself. That's related to self-trust. If you don't know what's best for yourself, you don't know what's best for others. How are you going to tell others what to do, right? So again, this is what I was going back to what I was saying in the beginning, that business is a mirror for how you feel about yourself. It's going to mirror back all of your insecurities. It's going to mirror back all of your shit. It's going to literally pull everything up to the surface. And that's why so many people don't make it. That's why so many people want to share content, but they can't. That's why so many people are wanting to have a voice on social media, but they don't, because it is very confronting and it asks you to deal with your stuff. And if you don't deal with it, then it will self-sabotage so that you don't share your message and you don't use your voice and you don't, actually go through your stuff. And that's why in my signature confidence and mindset program, Alignment Mastery, it is for women with careers and entrepreneurs who are like knowing that their internal stuff is holding them back externally, because our internal stuff is always holding our internal stuff is always holding us back externally. And so, little plug, but if you are wanting to work with me one-on-one, that's the work we do. It's like, let's deal with the inner world so our outer world can flourish, right? Let's deal with the beliefs about myself so that those beliefs are no longer holding me back in my career or in my business, especially with the fear of being seen. Like fear of being seen is all about fear of judgment. Fear of being seen is all about stopping people pleasing. Fear of being seen is all about really dealing with the inner shit so you can show up as authentically and raw as possible. How to begin working on my inner child. Where to start. Oh, hi, Nikki. Nikki just started or signed on for Alignment Mastery. I'm so excited to work with you, Nikki. How to begin working on my inner child, where to start. So I have an inner child masterclass and I have an inner child meditation. Both of those places are great places to start. They're both linked in my bio, but ultimately, actually, it's so like inner child is a very dense topic, and that's why I created the meditation and the masterclass for these, because in even just the meditation, I teach you how to root back your triggers to see what's coming up. So for example, if you were experiencing people pleasing, with the journal prompts that I give you within the meditation, you could root back your people pleasing to see where that started and why you feel like you need to. And then when you go do the inner child work, you're going to visit a separate version of you, maybe from childhood, maybe she was 10 or 11, and you get to give her that validation she needs to choose herself. So it would almost sound like, Kristen, you're allowed to choose yourself. You're allowed to speak your truth. You're allowed to use your voice. You become the parent you always needed but never got in childhood. Not that your parents were bad. They just might have not been there at that time. This is not about shame. And this is why, again, it's important to know all of the details about inner child work, because it's not about shame. It's not about blame. It's literally about just giving yourself what you needed but never received. There's a multiple of reasons you might have never received those things. How to let go of perfectionism when doing inner work, letting go of feeling like I need to fix something instead of letting it be an ongoing journey. So I also have a perfectionism masterclass if you are really serious about letting it go, but I'll give you like a little tidbit from the perfectionism masterclass. So Perfectionism is the belief that you need to be perfect in order to gain love, and that if you're not perfect, you won't be loved. So you have to show your subconscious mind that even when you're not perfect, when you're just authentic, you are still going to be loved for it. This is a process of internal and external work, meaning you have to deal with the internal, the limiting beliefs inside, and then you also have to show up imperfectly and show your brain and your body that nothing bad happens, that you're actually still loved for it and it was all in your head. So it's the internal and the external. But the perfectionism masterclass is linked in my bio as well under meditations and masterclasses. Is this part of the Quit Your Job masterclass? No. So the Quit Your Job masterclass also is happening this Sunday. So if you're unfulfilled in your current job, or you're wanting to get a new job or go full-time in your business, the Quit Your Job masterclass will be perfect for you. It's kind of going into the logistics and the mindset shifts you would need in order to quit your job. So we're going into like, have you actually decided that you're going to do this? Like, made the firm decision, and then what are the logistics? What finances do you need in place? How much money do you need saved? What do you do after you quit your job? Where do you get health insurance? What do you do in between? What do you do while you're waiting to quit your job? Like, it's all the logistics that is actually going to help you literally quit the job. So it's mindset, and it's also logistical, because that was the hardest thing for me when I was quitting my corporate job. Like, I had no one to ask. I was like, but how do you do this? Like, what do I do in the meantime? What do I do after? All of that stuff. So the Quit Your Job masterclass is linked in my bio for anyone who wants to join that. I'm really excited. It's this Sunday and I'm almost done working on it. That's what I've been doing all morning. But yeah, what other questions do you guys have? And if not, we'll close this up. But this was so fun. I feel like overall, the main message I had for you guys is that if you are trying to be fully seen, you have to look at your people pleasing. You have to look where you're not showing your full self in your real life, because that internal world is always going to reflect the external world back to you. And yeah, so that is all I have to say for today. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can book a call with the link in my bio. I have spaces in the coming months opening for Alignment Mastery, my confidence and mindset program. It's for women who are ready to heal their self-doubt, show up confidently, and build a life of fulfillment, and maybe even start and grow a business. I have my Quit Your Job masterclass happening on Sunday. And you can buy all my meditations and masterclasses linked in my bio as well. Oh, and I just started a podcast. I know a lot of you have already listened, so thank you. My next episode comes out on Monday at 6 a.m. It's with my friend Erin. And yeah, just like a lot of fun things coming out in my world. I'm so here for it. And I'm so grateful that you guys are along for the ride too. So that is all I got to say. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.